Hey, what's up, guys? So, got the Prime Weld 225 TIG welder, and man, they were not kidding about packaging. I've seen other people talk about how well it's packaged. Really impressed. I mean, it's got these little metal corners in the bottom of the box to keep the box from getting crushed. Two cardboard boxes with the torch and everything in it. Big coverage of foam covering it and protecting it. Just really a cool packaging. So I'm gonna get this out. I also have the plasma, the Cut 60. So I'll unbox that in a second, and we'll look at that as well. So be back. All right. So as everyone else has said before, CK Worldwide, flexible torch head. Awesome. So some of the other videos that I looked at on YouTube were complaining about the foot pedal, and apparently Prime Welds solved that because they went with a standard pedal instead of the one that everybody was complaining about, different pedals. So that's really cool. It comes with some consumables, some cups, one tungsten. That's cool. Come with a trigger button. So that's awesome as well. Oh, ground clamp. So I'm really impressed. This ground clamp. I mean, it is stamped steel, but still, for a welder at this price range, for it to have the braided copper in it, I mean, man, that's impressive. It's just impressive that they go that far. So far, I mean, obviously, I'm sitting at my kitchen table, so it's not like I fired it up yet. I just got home from work, just got it unboxed. But man, I was skeptical about what I was going to get. I mean, I knew, you see the reviews, but sometimes you wonder if the companies, send their prime stuff out to the reviewers because they know that it's going up online. But I mean, this was ordered straight off of Amazon, straight from Prime Welds. They're not paying me to do anything with it or whatever. The settings. A lot of people were worried about the knobs. Oh my God, it's got a ton of knobs on the front of it, but it's laid out really well. And I had an Everlast welder a couple years ago, a 210 EXT that I shouldn't have sold. I did. Phenomenal welder. But so there's nothing about this that was scary because it even though the 210 EXT had a processor and it was digital, it was still very similar. But so basically what you have an AC DC switch. So if you want to weld AC, you want to weld DC, that's here. If you got it on AC, then you've got your frequency adjustment here on that. You've got your AC balance for your cleaning action. DC, obviously DC. I mean, that's straightforward. 2T, 4T, depending on how you want to run your pedal or your button. This is your pulsing. So down is no pulse. Middle is fast pulse. Up is slow pulse. That's straightforward. And those pulses are right here. It's hard to see because I don't have a lot of light in here, but this here has an inside ring of 0.5 to 10. It's written in red, or 10 to 100. So if you have this switched in red for slow pulse, you can see the short amount, then it runs on the 0.5 pulses per second to 10. If you have it in the fast in the middle, then it's 10 to 200. So that's straightforward as could be. Post flow, that's self-explanatory. Pre-flow, base current on the ramp, start current, or base current on the pulse. You have your start current, your up slope, your welding current, your down slope. That is if you're in 4T. So yeah, I mean, in current, it's all simple. It's all straightforward. There's nothing about this that's complicated. So anyway, we'll hit some welds with it over the next couple days, and I don't know if I'll upload this before we get some welding views of it. But in just a moment, I'll do the Cut 60 plasma to go with it, and then we'll go from there. All right, see you in a bit. All right, so this is the Prime Weld Cut 60. It's packaged just as well as the 225X TIG. So there's the owner's manual, just like on the TIG. You got your boxes packed in tight. I won't make you guys watch me unload this thing, but I mean, the foam is the same. It's all protected and covered well. The packaging is phenomenal for the price. I mean, this is a $600 60 amp plasma. Well, I guess it was about 700 with taxes and everything, but still, for about the same price as the welder, to get a plasma cutter and it come in packaged as well, it's just amazing. Props to the company. Really looking forward to using this. Going to make the next couple projects at least, you know, very, very easy to do. So anyway, I'm going to unpack it, and we'll go over it after I get it unpacked. All right, guys, so got it unboxed. So the welder is quite a bit bigger, to give you an idea. But this is the Prime Weld Cut 60. Same style, pretty simple. Got your air pressure adjustments. You got your amperage based on 110 or 220, up to 60 amp on 220. Post flow in the cut. That's pretty cool. So I've never had a plasma cutter that had 2T, 4T. Never had that before. So instead of just on off, I guess you got to ramp up, ramp down. That's pretty neat. Something I'm gonna have to work with whenever I get it going. I didn't have a review. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't watch any reviews on this. I wanted a 60 amp plasma cutter. You know, to be able to work with, and then also to put on maybe a light CNC. It did come with a CNC plug, by the way. So I'm going to have to study on that, but I wanted to build maybe a 4 foot by 4 foot CNC table for doing some race car parts, motor mount, or motor plates. You know, maybe some rear end housing parts, flanges, 4-link brackets, that kind of stuff. So, you know, I'm a you know, a hobbyist. I don't have, you know, thousands of dollars to spend or tens of thousands to spend for a laser cutter or something like that. So this was the easy way of doing it. And I figure as good as the reviews have been on the welder and the way that they take pride, I mean, it's really nice, even though I know they're Chinese made and blah, blah, blah. I get it. But, you know, everything that we buy is Chinese made. I would have loved to have bought a Miller or a Lincoln or a Hypertherm or you know, something like that. But, you know, the fact of the matter is, you know, I'm building this from the ground up on a budget. I mean, I work like everybody else, and, you know, it comes back to that. So I needed the tools to be able to get the job done, and this was a way to get it done. And I'm really, really impressed that even though, like I said, this is a Chinese-made product or an Asian-made product. I don't know this China, but, you know, it's coming from overseas, and everybody seems to look down on that. The fact of the matter is, Prime Weld, by the way that they package things, I mean, look at the ground clamp, the same kind of ground clamp for the plasma. I mean, they just go overkill with it for the price range. I mean, you're talking $700, and it comes, you know, with the same things that you would get for a $2,000 or $3,000 plasma cutter from another vendor. I'm not saying it's going to be the same. I'm not saying it's going to be, you know, 100% as good, but it's going to do what I need it to do. And it's really cool to see a company that takes pride in packaging their product and supporting their product. You know, that's just really, really neat. Even if it is a, you know, even if it is an imported item, it's still an American company. There's still an American behind the company. You know, and they're doing their thing. They're taking care of their client or their customers. So I appreciate that. So this is the gun, IPT60, and you know, I know it's got a pilot. I haven't used that before. I mean, this is all going to be new to me, guys. The last plasma cutter I had was 10, 15 years ago. It does have a swivel. I noticed that it's really cool how that swivels. So it takes some load off of your hand when you're trying to use it. It also comes with a mask, just like the welder did, just a little hand mask. I mean, I don't see that ever being used. Maybe for the wife or kids to watch or whatever. So come with some extra consumables. I mean, just, you know, standard stuff. But anyway, impressed by it. Like the looks of it. I'm going to build a rack this weekend. That'll be a project on the channel. I'm going to build a rack to hold both of them. But yeah, so far so good. You know, this is just an unboxing video. Obviously, like I said, it's late at night after work. So tomorrow, once I get in from work, I'll kind of power them up and we'll test them, and I'll get some videos of that, and we'll do a part 2 of the unboxing. But anyway, Prime Weld Cut 60, Prime Weld 225X TIG, and that's a wrap. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.